Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Excited to be here.
Okay, so get this. You listeners are sending in some seriously cool stuff, and this episode, well, this deep dive, is all thanks to one of you. We're talking cutting-edge tech straight out of October 2024.
Always amazing to see what grabs people's attention.
Right. So first up, Apple, always making headlines. They dropped a whole bunch of new goodies, but the Mac Mini redesign, talk about a glow up.
Yeah, sleek new look. And did you catch that USB-C situation? Seems like the dongle struggle might be finally over.
Is this it? Like, is Apple finally going all in on USB-C?
Feels like a sign of things to come.
Right.
Could be a major shift in their whole ecosystem, how everything connects.
Okay, but let's talk about a gadget that's not just shiny and new, but actually solves a problem we've all faced, dying smartwatch batteries.
Oh, the struggle is real.
Tell me about it. But hold on, the OnePlus Watch 2, they're claiming a 100-hour battery life.
Wait, 100 hours?
That's what I'm saying. It's like they cracked some secret code. Apparently, it's all about a dual system setup.
Interesting. So one system for the basic stuff, keeping things ticking, and then boom, the other system kicks in when you need more power. Smart way to get around those battery limitations we've been dealing with.
Seriously. Okay, ready to have your mind blown. This next topic is AI, and we're not talking about some far-off future stuff. This is happening now. You sent over info about AlphaFold, and honestly, I was kind of lost at first, but basically, it can predict the 3D structure of proteins.
It's incredible, right? It's like having a super-powered microscope that can see the building blocks of life in amazing detail.
Okay, but why does that even matter? What's the big deal with these protein structures?
Well, think of it this way. Proteins are the workhorses of our cells, and understanding their shape is crucial for developing new drugs and therapies. The problem is, figuring out those structures has always been incredibly slow and expensive.
So this AlphaFold thing speeds up the process.
Exactly. Way faster. And that speed translates to faster drug discovery, which could be huge for treating diseases that are really tough to crack right now.
Wow. And speaking of groundbreaking AI, we got to talk about this whole synthetic data thing.
Ah, yes. One of my favorite topics. Synthetic data is like the ultimate privacy solution.
Okay, but break it down for me. What is it exactly? Is it like fake data?
Kind of. It's artificially generated data that mirrors real data, but without any of the privacy concerns. Imagine training an AI to, say, diagnose skin cancer from images. But instead of using real patient data, which could be risky, you use synthetic images of skin lesions.
So you're training these powerful AIs, but in a way that protects people's privacy.
Precisely. And the applications are endless, from healthcare to finance, anywhere sensitive data is involved.
Okay, that's seriously cool. Now, shifting gears here a bit, you were also curious about tech tackling climate change.
Always. It's the challenge of our time.
Totally. And some really brilliant minds are on it. Like, did you know they're working on making heating and cooling systems more sustainable using something called elastocaloric materials?
Have you ever stretched a rubber band and noticed how it gets a little warm?
Yeah, actually.
Well, that's elasticaloric heat change in action, just on a tiny scale. These materials can release or absorb heat when you stretch or compress them. So imagine air conditioners and refrigerators that use this principle instead of relying on traditional refrigerants, which can be terrible for the environment.
That's wild. So less energy consumption and no nasty greenhouse gases.
Exactly. It's still early days, but the potential is huge.
It's amazing how nature inspires these solutions, huh? And speaking of nature, the stuff they're doing with microorganisms is insane. Turning carbon into biofuel. How is that even possible?
Microorganisms are incredible little chemists, and scientists have figured out how to harness their power to capture carbon dioxide and convert it into usable fuel. It's like having tiny factories that clean up pollution and spit out energy.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? And while it's still early days for this technology, it gives me hope that we can find innovative ways to address climate change.
From predicting protein structures to turning pollution into fuel, it feels like we're on the verge of a tech revolution. It makes you wonder, right? What will the world look like in another 10 years? What new breakthroughs will we see? That's something to think about. Until next time, keep those curious minds buzzing.